Learn English. Speak confidently.
If you're learning a new language, I want you to ask yourself a question. What does true fluency really sound like? Because it's not perfect conjugation. It's not, flawlessly using the passive voice.
No, not at all.
It's that rhythm, that speed. It's the ability to just pull language out of your mouth without even thinking about it. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a revolutionary and actually a deceptively simple idea in language learning. It's called the Lexical Approach.
Right.
And our source material basically suggests that the decades we spent just hammering grammar rules were, well, maybe a bit misguided.
To put it lightly, yeah.
That the real shortcut to sounding natural and confident isn't in single words, but in these pre-assembled, ready-to-use phrases. This was developed by an educator, Michael Lewis, and the core idea is this. We learn and use language not by, stringing individual words together one by one, but by absorbing what he calls chunks of meaning. And this isn't just about idioms, it's about how words naturally hang out together.
It was a genuinely radical idea at the time because it really flew in the face of everything else. The old grammar translation methods.
The stuff we all did in school.
Exactly. Lewis basically said, stop treating language like it's a puzzle you build from scratch every single time.
Okay.
He said, start treating it like it's prefabricated, like building with Lego blocks that are already stuck together. What he noticed was that real fluency isn't about how many words you know. It's about your mastery of what he called collocations.
Okay, let's stop there because that term is really the key, isn't it? What exactly is a collocation? How is it different from just any old phrase?
A collocation is a group of words that just habitually go together. They sound right to a native speaker for no other reason than that's how it's always said. They're the defaults.
Like a reflex.
A linguistic reflex, exactly. So in English, we make a mistake, we don't do a mistake.
Right. Do a mistake just sounds wrong.
It sounds so wrong, even though grammatically it's not a disaster. That's a collocation. And Lewis's whole model expands this idea of a lexical item. It's not just one word, it's those collocations, but also fixed expressions like, how are you? Or I'm sorry. And idioms, too. All of them are chunks.
So these are the ready-made building blocks you mentioned, the ones that let your brain speak at speed. And the examples from our sources really drive this home. You realize how many of these you use without thinking about the grammar at all. We're talking about things like make a decision or take a break.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or that one you use in every email, let me know. If you learn let me know as one single unit, you never once have to worry about word order or pronouns. It just is.
And that's the first huge benefit. You get to bypass that internal grammar checker in your head.
The one that slows everyone down.
It's what causes that hesitation. When you retrieve these chunks, you get speed. And speed is what people perceive as fluency. It builds confidence, even if your vocabulary is still pretty small.
This is where it gets really fascinating for me, because this isn't just a random teaching trick. It's tapping into how our brains are actually wired to work.
Oh, absolutely. This method works because it aligns perfectly with the brain's love for patterns and, for being lazy.
For efficiency.
For efficiency, yes. The brain loves efficiency. Native speakers are pattern-matching machines. We're always trying to reduce our cognitive load.
Reduce cognitive load. So you mean it's mentally cheaper to use a chunk than to build a sentence from scratch.
Precisely. Think about it. If I have to construct every sentence, I'm spending brain power on verb endings, word order, prepositions. It's a lot of work.
Right.
But if I just pull a pre-stored chunk out of memory, it's one single action, and that frees up my brain to think about what I'm going to say next. Here's a simple example. A learner who's focused on grammar might think, word by word, something like, I am going to my house now.
Which is grammatically perfect. No one would say it's wrong, but it sounds a little stiff. A bit robotic.
Totally. The natural chunk that a native speaker pulls out is just, I'm heading home.
Yeah.
That's retrieved as one unit. The brain doesn't waste a single calorie thinking about the preposition to, because the pattern heading home is already stored and verified.
Okay, but this brings up a really common question I hear from learners. If I only learn these fixed chunks, am I not sort of limiting myself? How do I say something new if the chunk doesn't fit?
That's a great question, and it's a real risk if you only learn fixed phrases. But the beauty of this approach is that mastering the common chunks gives you the foundation. When you learn make a decision, you're also learning that the verb make works really well with nouns about choices.
So you're learning the underlying pattern, not just the single phrase.
Exactly. You're internalizing the rule through the example. And on top of that, it's the perfect antidote to what we call the translation trap.
Ah, yes, that moment where you try to translate directly from your native language and it just comes out as complete nonsense.
That's the one. The trap makes you want to translate word for word, but if you've learned take a break as a single chunk, you never have to worry about translating the word rest, which might lead you to say something clumsy like take a rest.
Got it.
You internalize the correct, efficient pattern from day one. You're learning the language, how it's actually spoken, not how it's listed in a dictionary.
That is such a powerful distinction. Okay, so let's pivot. Let's make this really practical. For you listening right now, what are the actionable tools you can use to start rewiring your brain for this approach today?
So we need to shift our focus away from, a list of words to an active archive of phrases. Our sources point to 4 really high-impact techniques.
Okay, technique 1. This seems to be the foundation. Learn phrases, not individual words.
Yes, from the very beginning. This is about context over isolation.
So on my flashcards.
On your flashcards, stop writing single words. If you look up the word decision, a useless flashcard just says, decision, noun, a choice.
Right, which isn't very helpful. The high-value lexical flashcard would say what?
It would say, make a snap decision, come to a final decision, or maybe a life-changing decision. Now you know how to use the word. You know which verbs and adjectives it likes to be with. That's about activation, not just definition.
Okay, so technique 2. Collect expressions from real life. This is about being an active listener.
A linguistic detective, almost. You need to tune your ear to native content YouTube, movies, this deep dive, and start noting down the little phrases that make speech flow. We're talking about discourse markers, filler phrases.
The conversational glue.
That's it, the social lubricant.
And you're not just looking for complex idioms here, right? You're looking for the simple stuff that oils the wheels of a conversation.
Exactly. When you hear things like, ha, you know what I mean? Or, let me think. Or even something like, fair enough, write those down. Don't analyze them. Just treat them as a single block of sound you can use immediately.
Which leads us straight into technique 3, which is where it all comes together. Practice speaking with chunks.
Yeah, this is about replacing that slow, word-by-word construction with something automatic. Think about that internal monologue of a learner. It might sound like, I am wanting to.
Oh, that's painful just to hear. And that delay is what destroys your confidence.
It's a killer. So you replace that by intentionally practicing a ready-made chunk, like I feel like going out. Or maybe, I'm bored, let's do something. You're teaching your brain to just grab the finished product off the shelf.
And the final piece of the puzzle, technique 4, is the engine that makes it all automatic. Repetition is your best friend.
Yes, but focused repetition. Lewis was clear about this. These lexical items have to move from your receptive knowledge, where you understand them, to your productive knowledge.
Where you can actually use them without thinking.
Exactly. The more you see, hear, and say a chunk, the more automatic it becomes. The goal ultimately is for that phrase to just pop into your head, instantly, with zero hesitation. That is the definition of fluency. Access without friction.
So if we pull these 4 techniques together, learning in context, collecting from life, practicing with chunks, and repetition, we see that fluency is so much less about memorizing grammar tables.
Oh, way less.
And so much more about mastering the rhythm and patterns of the language.
It completely changes how you think about building a sentence. Effortless communication comes from having ready access to these patterns.
And I think that's the most powerful insight here. You're learning the music of the language, not just the individual notes. You're internalizing the flow, the pace, what a native speaker expects to hear next. And the final payoff, the reason this idea from Michael Lewis is so powerful, is that it leads to fluency that happens without thinking. You move beyond just basic communication into, nuance and speed.
You do. You start using these quick automatic patterns for complex ideas. In a professional setting, you say, I'll get back to you. That's an instant, seamless promise.
Or just agreeing with someone. That sounds good.
Or an update. I haven't decided yet. Those are the real markers of someone who has mastered the language's internal rhythm.
So, let's bring it back to you. What does all this mean for your study plan today? The power is in these ready-made patterns. So stop trying to memorize 50 separate nouns.
Yeah, please stop.
And start learning 50 high-frequency collocations. Focus on how words work together, not just what they mean on their own.
Absolutely. It's a total shift in perspective. And maybe here's a final thought to leave you with, based on that principle of efficiency. Think about a complex grammar point like, the conditional tense.
The one everyone struggles with.
Everyone. But ask yourself, what percentage of your daily needs for that tense could be covered by just mastering 5 specific high-frequency chunks, like if I were you, or that would be great if.
Huh. Probably most of them.
Probably most of them. So start listening for the patterns you hear today. You might find that the grammar just starts taking care of itself.